I guess you can call it Tuesday. Sorry, I forgot what day of the week it is. Wednesday afternoon shenanigans here. So we are going to have keys shuffled all around the world, and we have to complete every single dungeon today. As we have Uncle Assured, that means we are getting a sword today.
And they just started
And
with the boots.
I see that. I missed the Uncle text, unfortunately. One of my favorite things about standard
The
mode.
moon is crashing. Run for your lives.
Oh yeah, we gotta be careful for the moon there. Okay, so we are looking at a trip to the castle to go save the girl because, you know, she seems to get kidnapped every couple hours. I don't understand what it is with her, but she's gets kidnapped all the time. So here we are. We're gonna get our surprise sword.
You might even say it was assured.
It was a certainty.
Oh, and we've got a pair of gloves in there too as well. So they are starting off pretty nicely equipped. I mean, the sword was a given, but the boots are really what's making this gotta go fast.
It's going to mean that we're going to have definitely less than a 6-minute escape possible here with the boots. But the gloves are something that the runners are very, very happy to see. And the reason they're extremely happy to see that is because that's a part of the Dark World access puzzle already figured out.
And I mean, keeping in mind that this is all dungeons, you still have to kind of figure out what order you're doing dungeons in, but you're not going to have to worry about anything like having to do pedestal. You don't have to worry about if maybe this is an Agassiz, because you're going to end up going through the tower and Ganon's tower no matter what.
While it is true, you still want to have certain kinds of routing options possible. For example, the runners, I guarantee you, prefer that it not be normally an Agassiz because they want to do Aghanim last. The reason they want to do it last is because it plops you right in front of the hole where the pig basically appears at the end of the game. So
that is
you
fair.
want to do Aghanim last with full health, full magic.
That is very fair. Looks like they're not quite synced. Kyong is just a little bit ahead, but that's not going to make a difference this early. They've got their first small key, believe it or not, to this dungeon.
And that's the one, actually, that's the only small key that will get a chest in this dungeon, I believe. You have to have that chest to get through the Dark Crossroads. Otherwise, you can't continue the game and you're kind of deadlocked. So it can't be the back of the dungeon, it has to be available before then.
Now, Cyclone, do you recall offhand how many keys are assured? I know we've got at least 2 dungeons where we've got assured keys at a certain point.
There's one that I can think of off the top of my head, and that is Skull Woods. Skull Woods, there's that one room with, I actually just hate that room. I don't like to go in that room. But it's with the, there's a couple Gibdos, there's a bunch of spikes everywhere. It's a huge 2x2 room, I guess you can call it. That one I know has a key in it. What's the one that you're thinking of?
Swamp Palace.
Where is there an assured key in Swamp Palace?
Isn't there one in that first chest?
Not in Key Sandy. That one can be anywhere in the world.
Got it. So I'm mixing up here. But we do have them picking up the book from Zelda's cell.
But the reason that one in Skullwoods is always there is because you can fall into that room with soft lock there. So that's why it has to be a key.
Got it. Kyung already out of the basement, heading for the throne room to get through the sewers. Hitsuyan probably about, I'd say, 5-10 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's a little bit behind. I'd say something about 10 seconds myself there. We're going to get a good idea here as Kyung is going up the stairs about 3:45. And Hitsuyan is now about 10 seconds behind that, a little bit further. Yeah, about 15, 16 seconds or so.
Alright. In case I didn't already mention it, it does not really make that much difference this early in the siege, just because there's so much that can go crazy.
That is correct. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but at the same time, you don't want to give time to someone like Kyong. Kyong is an absolutely exceptional runner. It's not very often I see him lose a race, to be honest with you. So it would be very, very... it's not very good to give him extra time in the opening if you need to use that to get some time on him. But it shows how good his execution is with the game. He's one of the best at executing in this game.
Nice. Well, then we're going to have a real treat watching him today, aren't we?
We will.
And they did get their bombs, so no worrying about skipping through this part in sewers. We've got another sword. We've got a boss key for for Misery Mire, and we've got magic powder, so that's a pretty loaded sewer.
So this is Master Sword Assured mode, is that what I understand here?
Apparently. But hey, at least we're not going to have to worry about finding swords like we did in a previous seed.
So they also got the magic powder from back there. That means they're going to be able to take advantage of all those poor little anti-fairies. They're now going to get turned into actual fairies. Poor them. Notice that Kyung's already in the sanctuary before 5:30. This is not normal. This is the power of boots at the very first chest.
And it looks like Kyung is just going to go to Bonk Rocks immediately.
Why not? It's right there.
Exactly. You've got everything.
Loot!
This seed has to go fast.
This seed has to go fast with fast transportation, which is good because we like fast seeds.
Alright, Hitsuyan's gonna grab that as well. Now is Kyung checking... Oh, he's pulling the tree. I'm not sure if he's checking Lumberjack while he's at it.
It looks like he might be. With the boots, it's one of the things that he's thinking about. He's concerned there might be progression on the Lumberjack ledge. Many runners will skip this now, but if they don't have the boots at this point, they come and check it later. But it's a piece of heart today, so we're not going to need to pick that up. That means that we are not going to have to Aghanim for Lumberjack progression. The question is, will we have to come back to Aghanim later for Dark World access? We already have two parts of the puzzle, both swords. The only thing we're missing now really is the lamp for Aghanim.
And if Aga has hammer, that's pretty much, yeah, you've got to get him ASAP.
Yeah, on the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be even worse scenario where the hammer is located in the unbelievably awful spot of one of the two pyramid fairy chests. In which case you still have to Aghanim even if the pyramid doesn't have your item.
Let's hope it doesn't go to that. Let's see how fast this speed can stay on cruise control.
What do you mean let's hope it never goes to that? I want to see it go to that sometime. Now notice the Young is already heading to the pedestal. We're going to be getting a pedestal check, so get your pedestal hype in chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 minutes and 20 seconds. We're going to find out that today's pedestal has the small key to Vitreous.
And would you say that's a pedestal required?
I don't think the logic considers all of the Misery Mire keys, so even if it does, and even if it is technically pedestal required, we're not going to need that key, probably.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking. Kyung going down the well while Hitsuyan is going to Blind's hut.
We have a key, and that is to Palace of Darkness, so we'll stick that in there.
Big key to Turtle Rock on Hitsuyan, along with looked like a bee in a bottle. Half magic on Kyung's side.
Indeed. And one more chest after the map of Eastern Palace is $50.
And Hitsuyan did just pick up that hammer, so he's got another piece.
I just saw it on the replays. I'm trying to watch both too. So yeah, Hitsuyan with the hammer definitely is going to be an item that Kyung is going to like as well. So both runners are going to have that early. And you know what? I think our Pyramid Fairy hopes or dreams are dashed now.
It looks like Kyung's already prepping to free the bird.
Yeah, he's already got that fluid in his inventory spot. That's good.
Little swapsies on who did what here, so nothing new. Picking up that map to Eastern Palace. You can at least check at that point, because Key Sanity doesn't show you what dungeons have which prizes until you get the maps, I believe.
That is correct. You're absolutely right on that. And Hitsuyan has now, without not having another pedestal check, is going to go free the bird ahead of Kyung. Kyung gets his key from the vendor, Desert Palace key, and ladies and gentlemen, music.
Salute the swag.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was music. The swan is gone and will be summoned in by song whenever we're needed. Swag Airlines is open for business. 555 Duck for all your transportation needs. Disclaimer: does not work in the dark world and also does not work in Oklahoma. Please do not try. Number is not real. Please do not call.
I think we're gonna have an early Dark World just based on that Moon
Boom
Pearl
Pearl.
chickens.
Yep.
Neither of them are gonna free the chicken under that pot up there. But we are taking a visit to Sick Kid. What does he have for us today?
Just a map. And not only just a map, but one of the more useless maps in the game, because that's not going to tell you about a crystal or a pendant. That's going to just tell you what Pyro Castle looks like on the map. And we've already seen it all.
We've seen all but the upper level that we're going to see.
And even then we've seen it anyway. We walk underneath of it.
Ooh, that's a magic bat check, and I was thinking, yeah, they've got pretty much
Yeah, they have everything. Yeah, that could be something.
Not too often you get him so early in the seed, but I've got no complaints.
Kyong,
I like that little guy.
Hitsuyan is thinking about the same thing right now. That is a lamp.
Okay.
Well, this brings up some good questions here. Is Aghanim required for Dark World progression at this point? They have to do Aghanim anyway. They could do it while they're here. Actually, no, they're not there. But they could do it at some point when they're next in the area. But the runners probably don't want to do that.
And they need that mirror and that those Titans mitts for full access to the Dark World. So those are two possibilities, which I believe can be on Agam.
There's a castle tower key. That's not looking good. If that second castle tower key shows up, we have serious Aghanim considerations here.
He's gonna go, no wait, you're an hour early, I wasn't ready.
And he doesn't want the compass, so Kyong just gets the flute in the middle of the race game. The timer is still ticking, so let's see how long this takes. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say, I couldn't quite tell what it was thanks to his little icon in the lower left.
I caught it. So that was a small key to Ganon's Tower. I think we will need about a couple of those, but there are some loose ones we can recycle upstairs anyway, so we'll see plenty of those.
And we are looking for the big key. We're not going to be able to do that big key guessing game because it can be anywhere in the world today.
Hitsuyan has finally diverged from Kyong. He's gone to Death Mountain. He's getting the old man. He's going to see what kind of tip the old man has today. He's hoping for something like a fire rod or an ice rod, I'm sure, because they're required items to get through a dungeon. But more often than not, it's probably going to be like $20.
Meanwhile, Kyong is checking out the mini Moldorms.
Or a compass.
Not too much.
So why do we call this mini Moldorm Cave? Well, do I have to answer that question?
I'm not sure you do. I think we can make an educated guess.
And there's a compass for somewhere, the Swamp Palace. That's the shield, Fisher Price shield, some sticks, a map for a dungeon we don't need a map for, and a key for Turtle Rock. At least they know where to find Aghanim now.
Mm-hmm. Nothing too much on that Death Mountain spot, but we are going to check out the hint. The boots is in your house, Numpty.
Thanks, game! We didn't know that.
I'd hope we know that by now. And here in Ice Rod Cave, we have the Red Boomerang. Well, it looks like Hitsuyan may take a visit to Hype Cave.
Just a quick shout out to Wildfire, who just subscribed to Speed Gaming as well. Thank you for the subscription. That is appreciated by everyone here.
Desert Ledge has a key, so we are going to have to make a little downwards trip there. While Kyong is already heading into Desert Palace, getting things started pretty easily.
Yeah, that was a key for Swamp Palace and Hype Cave, by the way. So I'm going to say with the blue mail, the 20 rupees, some sticks, and the 10 bomb Uncle Pack. Tony, how would you rate this Hype Cave?
You know, the blue mail is nice for extra defense. I'm probably going to give it maybe a 3 or a 4, though, because it wasn't anything we super needed to progress other than that key to Swamp Palace.
I'm going to beg to differ on this one. Usually I'm agreeable, but I beg to differ on this one because Swamp Palace and Eastern Palace are big bomb dungeons we now know from the bomb shop vendor. I beg to differ because blue mail is a nice item to have. It gives extra defense when you only have 3 hearts like they do now in the Dark World. And Hitsuyan go to the pyramid. The Swamp Palace key, though, that is the only Swamp Palace key you're going to find outside of this dungeon. So not having to go to a spot like Turtle Rock to find that is absolutely hype. So that's going to give them access to Swamp Palace whenever they have the items completed. That's a dungeon they can check off. So, yeah, I would give that more like a 7 or an 8.
All right, I can see that. And it looks like, what was that key Kyong picked up? Was that for Skull Woods?
I was busy giving my Hate Cave explanation, so I missed it. But I can go back and find out momentarily.
It's all right. I think Hitsuyan is going to visit Catfish while you go ahead and do that. And Kyong did pick up a heart container from the Desert Palace, and he also did just pick up silver arrows, so that's nice.
Yep. Silvers will make the fight against again a lot easier. I mean, it cooks bacon very well.
And Kyong is picking up that quick key, and it looks like it's to the Dark Palace, or Palace of Darkness, rather.
Yep. Palace of Darkness, that's right.
Oh, and the catfish swallowed a hook today, a red hook.
Someone went fishing, and it basically ruined his day. That key was a Skullwoods key, by the way, I can confirm now.
Got it. And yeah, as Chad is pointing out, that is fairly common recently with the catfish holding that cane of Samaria. So it's definitely worth making that check and not saving it until too late. Kyong making an easy path to the boss. Nothing in his way. Yeah,
well, as soon as you have any kind of fire, you can just head back there. As long as you can get it, and that's the other requirement. But you can only have to have the fire to finish it. So as long as you have lantern and fire rod, you're good to go back here. Using hammer strats, because that's quicker if you know how to do it.
Hitsuyan is making his visit to Mini Moldworm Cave, while Kyong is feeding another kind of worm, the desert variant.
It's kind of funny that we saw Mini Moldworm Cave, or that we saw Hype Cave before Mini Moldworm Cave on Hitsuyan's side. That's interesting.
I've seen them swapped up fairly often, but Hitsuyan will pick up his shield. Oh, and Desert Palace was a crystal.
Nice. So 1 crystal down. Now the runners are going to be looking around for that bow. That bow is something that's going to give them easy access to Eastern Palace, which is a 5/6 crystal as well. So we do know that if Pyramid Fairy does have something, we may or may not get a hint for that later. We know if that bow shows up, Eastern Palace might be something they want to get done as soon as they can, just in case Pyramid Fairy comes to be important. And with the hammer, they can do Palace Darkness at the same time if they have the mirror.
Yeah, I'm checking out the old man's hoard. Just gonna find a little love. Nothing big. Well, Hitsuyan does. Go ahead.
But that's the Hasarala stuff. Why are you taking his stuff? Or that's Agnes, sorry. I got mixed up. That's Agnes' thing. Why are you taking Agnes' boomerang?
No, it was the boomerang in the ice cave, and little love, small heart piece in the that other guy. I always mix up their names.
I'm already mixing up items. This is a good start.
Okay. I'm just gonna call it Desert Old Man, and then
now we're on Sahasrara. I was thinking this is where we need to go next. That's why I was saying Sahasrara. We are getting Waterfall. We do have the small key for Misery Mire. We do know Tower of Harry is a green pendant. We know Hitsuyan doesn't want his bee. So what is the fairy going to give him? As his palace starts, a small key appears on Kyong's side. I think that was another B.
I think it was, and he's gonna try right again. Throw that right back in. No, he's not. Never mind. I'm looking at the replay. See, now I'm mixing it up. A little bit of water walking from Hitsuyan now.
Nice. I can do the fake flippers, but I cannot do this water rocking myself. This is something I haven't figured out how to do yet.
Better than me. I still can't do either.
Fake flipper is fairly easy. Just you have to figure out the screen transition and that's it. But I'm not sure about water walking.
And
There's a small key for total rock on the hobo. I think you're about to say the same thing.
Pretty much.
And what do we have in Eastern Palace today? $20.
Put that in your college fund. And by that I mean Zora money. And it looks like Hitsuyan is going to go ahead and do Desert Palace as well. So he will pick up his silver arrows and maybe a piece of heart. Just depends on how he feels. More blueberries for Kyong.
Yep, that was some a delicious, beautiful party of a healthy breakfast from his chest. Or from that chest, rather, not his chest. And Kyong, you take advantage of a glitch to kill some invisible stealthos creatures.
It's always impressive to me, like, because I'm, in terms of, what was that? A shield, and what else was
I'll get it. I'll get it. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say that it's always impressive to me just seeing these guys' execution, seeing their memories. It's just, it really shows what practice can do, and it's just so entertaining to watch.
So to answer excuse me a second, sorry. To answer what that hint was, some cash and a shield. At this point, the fire shield, could be the riot shield by then, are locked in Misery Mire on the fire lock side.
That's probably going to be something they pass up.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, especially if they get something like the cape or the cane of the blue cane for Laser Bridge Internal Rock.
It makes the Misery Mire key even less significant from the pedestal, so there you go.
And yes, as a reminder, chat, this is going to be all dungeons, so it doesn't really matter what order we do them in, so much as we got the items. We are going to every single one. And on the bright side, we might see what Sahasha blah, 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 blah has for us today with the green pendant.
You mean Sacramento?
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay. So Kyong is going to get his, I'm calling it 8 out of 10 hype cave with his key, the Swamp Palace, and his blue mail. And also the note on the bombs back here, which is another part of the reason why I gave a little bit of hype, is because that 10 bomb pack is one of the uncle drops. When I say uncle drops, I mean when you're in standard mode like they are, you're able to get a 10 bomb pack from him, and that is your weapon in some seeds. You don't get another weapon in some seeds. Sometimes you're lucky to find one to escape, but sometimes you're not. And that's all you get to use.
Strong doing his crystal check. And again, since this is Key Sanity, without the map, you don't know what's in the dungeon. So that is basically the only way they can figure out their prizes in advance without the getting the map. Just by talking to those NPCs with the hints.
That is correct. And this is also significant because the music is randomized in Key Sanity as well. So when you are in a dungeon, you're going to hear music, but that music, usually it can tell you whether you're independent or crystal because, you know, light world, dark world dungeon music. But in this case, it's randomized. Even Gan's Tower music will be in there. And no, you're not going to find Acronym in there if you're hearing Gan's Tower music in there.
That moment when you enter Eastern Palace, which is technically the first dungeon in the game other than the Hyrule Castle, and it's Ganon's Tower.
Dun dun dun! And Hitsuyan is having this wall moving intermission. Please stand by.
Well, Kyung looks like he's going to touch on Skull Boots. Without the fire rod, though, he's not going to be able to quite finish it. But he is going to get at least the big key for it. And shout out to our tracker really quick, Oski, doing a great job. Key sanity is not easy. And even with able to look at the replay like us, he's doing an excellent job in monitoring those prizes, those keys, everything. And meanwhile, Kyung just going to pick up that bacon.
Yeah. We just got a Quake medallion, that's absolutely right. And he was trying to boo jump over, but realized, you know what, I can just take a heart and jump over that way, so I'll just do that. There's another heart container. That is not what we call Sank Heart. You notice I did not give him a full health refill. Most of the refills in the game in the spoiler log would be listed as Boss Heart container, if we had a spoiler log, which they don't. And it doesn't get generated with the seed either. But if you were to look at the spoiler log, you would see it says Boss Heart container. That's the one that only gives you the heart. The reason is because the Boss Heart container, when you normally get them from the boss, Kyung almost gets grabbed. They normally the heart refill occurs after you pick up the crystal or the pendant, and that's what always happens. One heart does not do that, and that's when you normally get out of the sanctuary. That's just referred to as heart container. That gives you a full life refill.
And for those who miss it, Hitsuyan did finish his desert palace, and now he's also going to check the old man's stash in the desert. What are we calling him? Arcadia?
The old man's stash in the desert? I don't know.
As a SoCal native, I'm kind of inclined to say Anaheim, but...
Looks like we have some new triangles at the bottom of our screen here. So for those wondering what that means that someone on Team Awesome won the first game, and that means that Hitsuyan's team is playing with an advantage right now in the series, so Kyong is trying to tie things up today.
Oh, and there's the Titan's mitts, right in the C-shaped house. Hitsuyan is taking that Agabait and going ahead and taking care of him early. And you don't know, bait, to be fair, they may actually be a progression item on there.
And now we're going to see what Thieves Town looks like. Hitsuyan is checking the items inside Aghanim Tower. I think we only see one castle tower key, so he can't finish it yet, but he did find $300. That'll help his college money.
Good point, good point.
Not that that's part of the logic. I mean, you're expecting to farm rupees if you need them. But it does help to find the big stash like that. And there's the Fire Scepter. Oh! Wow! That's a good find. Aghanim's Tower is a place that runners do not like to walk into. Hitsuyan will be able to use that knowledge, use that fire rod in places like Skull Woods and get that out of the way a lot sooner. I wonder if Kyong will wait to come in here until he finds that second castle tower key.
He made a gamble, that gamble paid off, then he immediately got the heck out of there.
Because he can't go any further, that's why he got out of there. But yeah, that was a good gamble. And small key to Turtle Rock for Kyong now. I've been marveling over the fire rods. So I've been watching all of Kyong's items. I think I saw a couple of somewhat useless items so far there.
Ooh, and Kyong takes that death.
Intentional.
Yep, I was just about to say, I believe that was probably on purpose.
So this is going to be a huge advantage for Hitsuyan to have that fire rod in hand. Kyong does not know that's there. It might be a while before he gets that too. Now this does not mean that Kyong is out of it by any stretch. Races can go back and forth like that. Kyong may find something Hitsuyan doesn't find, and then it's just a matter of who finds the item they need first, and who ends up routing it better. And that's what the races typically come down to. Who can route the seed better in the end.
Who makes the right choices, who gets that routing. It's both RNG and both choices, but it's always impressive to watch.
Any runner can beat any other runner on any day, except for me, because I suck. But we won't go there.
Now, to be fair, when you commentate, you get an idea. You get to watch all these and get an idea of what to do and what not to do.
But then the problem is you have to execute as well when you actually
yeah.
play it. That's a lot harder.
Yeah, execution's only good with practice. And like I said, these guys have clearly practiced a lot.
It's one thing to set up here in the broadcast booth, up here, as I said, up here on our International Broadcast Tower, saying that runners should be doing this, should be doing that, and knowing all of that is good play. But actually getting into the game and then realizing, oh yeah, I have to actually do that now. What do I have to do here again? It can be a lot when you come in to play the game for the first time, but after you've done it enough, it gets to be second nature, which is why these guys are so good at it. And that's why they are able to, I guess you could say, excel at the highest level, which this is the playoff series. Next week is the finals. Whichever team wins this is going to be going to the finals. So at this level, you're just going to know how to play everything very well at this point.
Kyong picking up our friend Froggy, did check Stumpy, didn't get anything there. But now that he has Titan Smiths, he can complete most of the Smith chain, I believe.
Hitsuyan is fighting a bug, an overgrown bug. That fire rod will make that a lot easier than the Master Sword he's currently carrying.
As will that half magic. That's always nice.
Indeed.
And he gets it down pretty quickly while Kyung heads for King's Tomb.
Meanwhile, Kyong has a little old man following him.
Wasn't that guy just a frog?
Yeah, I thought he picked up a frog, but now he has a little old man. They must have changed places or something, you know?
Maybe the man ate the frog.
Ooh, frog's legs. Anyway, while I talk about meals, Kyong is on his way to deliver the Jeremiah the Dwarf home here.
And it looks like they got some good bread toasting. We'll see what else they have today in just a moment.
And they are Smiths of life. Well, you said something about bread, so I guess that works.
Yeah. The Kyong is taking full advantage of his Titans mids, heading over to the mire, gonna check the pendant and gonna make that other check, it looks like. Hitsuyan takes his intentional death. And I did not catch what pendant that was. Or what you call it? Medallion, I beg your pardon. It looks like chat is saying it was Quake Medallion.
There was a small key of thieves sound in there too.
And yes, that is Quake for the mire. Kyung will just go ahead and run right in.
Why not? If you can do it, go in. Now we don't have the hook shot, but you can still boots jump across that gap, so that's still doable.
Yeah, that's what I see most runners do, honestly.
It is.
But Hitsuyan is just going to go ahead and clear out the rest of Skull Woods while he's at it. And I think that was Quake in this chest? Yes, it was.
And that was just a useless map in there. So, Tower Hera map, though. At one point in Kyong92, the maps and compasses used to give logical progression. I don't know if they still do, but by getting both, you would know that it is possible, should be possible to complete the tower by that point. That may not apply to Kyong92, or it may not even apply at all anymore. And I think that was the bombos I saw there.
Yes, it was. It was the swirly one. You might even say it looked like a cyclone.
But
Hitsuyan is going to pick up his Titan mitts. So he's going to be very close behind Faraime.
I'm sure he's happy to see those.
Or beg pardon, Kyong of Team Faraime.
Worth knowing, because that Titan's mitt was in the Dark World, you had to actually get that one second. You had no choice today.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Hitsuyan just gonna go ahead and see what he can do in Thieves Town. Which Kyong already did part of, and I don't believe he saw anything too interesting.
That big chest just had money in it. We have another chest here that has a heart container. I thought I heard a heart refill.
Kyong got a piece of heart. Let's see if it was the sank.
It was the sank heart because I heard the heart refill. I think I heard a number of hearts get filled there, but he had paused the game and he was saving and quitting, so we never actually got to see the visual. We never got the visual, but we heard it.
Kyong going ahead and picking up some red potion today. You gotta stay hydrated during this, folks. Whenever you're gaming, whenever you're streaming, make sure you have some sort of liquid next to you, just in case.
Yes, always have some delicious, delicious water.
Water is the best hydrator, no matter what some of those sports drinks say. You cannot beat water.
What's your problem with carbonated water?
I've got nothing against carbonated water. I'm saying just water. And I believe our runners are both about to get $20 one after the other. Oh no, that was a compass on the old man. I take that back.
Compass. Yeah, that was a compass. I was gonna say that's a funny looking $20.
Chat's now mentioning their favorite drinks.
Having called Zelda one randomizer as well, I have to say I'm partial to the Pepsi and Cola they offer there as well. Though for some reason they appear blue and red in that game. I don't know why.
Hammer Pegs did have the net, which Hitsuyan just picked up.
Hey, come on, go to your house, Numpty.
Hitsuyan is going to pick up his chance at the digging game, and I don't believe there's much in here except for a map.
Nope. That's right, just a map. He will pick it up, though, because it is information. It is a Swamp Palace map. And he's going to do a map check, so we're going to find out that's a crystal.
Kyong going ahead and doing Spike Cave, and it looks like he's trying to go super fast as he can with it. Oh, that's why he picked up that potion. He doesn't have much health. Now this is technically out of logic.
It is. It is out of logic because he does not have invincibility items. I don't think he can do this. He doesn't have enough. He just lost some time there trying to do that. I didn't think he had enough to do that. But if he went to check on the boots in his house, he might have got some health there. Never mind.
Hitsuyan making his King's Tomb check. Now, did this have anything? We're going to find out again, because I forgot.
It had 10 wooden sticks that we just saw.
Alright.
Now, why the dead king had a bunch of wooden sticks around him, I have no idea.
Well, the fun thing is, since they both have silver arrows, as soon as they get the bow, they are going to be in business with it.
Yeah, that will make things even faster than it already is with the boots.
Now, while Kyong picked up the fruit punch Gatorade, it looks like Hitsuyan is taking the blueberry flavored.
Blueberries.
And Kyong is entering Eastern Palace of Darkness, seeing what he can do in here.
The Eastern Dark Place?
Yes.
Okay. Helmusar Midget survived by facing him at the right moment. Good job, Helmusar Midget. Oh, look, single green rupee. Don't worry where that was. There's one more, too.
Hitsuyan picking up his keys to Ganon Tower and Thieves Town. And he is going to do the mire, so it looks like he's going to pick up, what was that, Bombos in here?
In Meyer? No, it was Bombos. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. This is why I'm glad we have a tracker, because without it, my memory.
A glove is near your uncle. Thanks for the quality hints, game.
It is just being so helpful today.
We're getting hints on the first 3 chests, and we've had 2 of them. What's next? Hey, this is in the castle.
Well, if it says Fire Rod is in the castle, that'll be useful for Kyong.
Wrong castle.
Okay. Our Fire Rod is in a different castle?
So we're seeing some tech on Kyong's side. It's he drank the potion and is now trying to, or he's trying to use the bottle, I guess you could say, in some way to clear out this room, but I don't think it's working very well for him.
Hitsuyan picking up his fire shield there.
Oh, he's trying to do a different clip. I've seen this done in Gan's Tower. He's trying to get that mimic to clip into the wall and get off screen.
Ooh.
And I think he has succeeded.
Oh, just moonwalking out of here. Mimic was doing its best Michael Jackson impression there.
Those Grietas are so talented.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kyong picking up, in addition to the small key to the Ice Palace, another piece of heart. So if he wanted to get another potion, he can probably get that Spike Cave check now, but I don't think he's going to try it.
Now, I would talk about... Oh, we have a joke hit. I'm going to see what that was again. I bet you'd like to have more bombs. No, 8 is plenty, thank you. So, I was going to say that whatever's behind that is technically out of watch for Kyong, but there was nothing back there because Ice Palace... No one wants to go to Ice Palace, so...
They're gonna have to sooner or later. Ooh, $300 for him. That's almost Zora money.
It actually is Zora money. Speaking of, Hitsuyan did have that $300. It seems he's lost it now.
He bought a blue potion, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
$50 from the big chest and mire again, and Hitsuyan will. Well, we won't be able to see if it was the same cart because he already has full health.
We heard. We heard. I'll trust that it was. There's the bombos.
Kyong not setting up for Hammer Yump yet.
We'll do it on the way back. You get more time coming from the top.
True.
Plus, if he goes in there, he's stuck over there. He can't come over here to get the hook shot if he does that.
Ooh, that is a pretty big thing to get here in Palace of Darkness. That's going to be something Hitsuyan's going to wish he had.
Something also big to get, a small key for that dungeon.
Mm-hmm. It's always nice to pick something up for where you are while you're on the way. Here we're gonna see him hammer Yump.
So much for doing it from the top, he's doing it from the bottom anyway. Success!
Perfectly.
Now he doesn't have the big key yet, so he has to find the big key in one of these 2 chests, I would imagine, to open that other chest. Or he can find the bacon blade first, so... Oh no, wait, the big key is... Oh, Key Sandy, never mind, it's not in this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking vanilla. But you never know, it could be. I could be right anyway. Nope, I'm not right.
Nothing today, so... Hammer Yump for Tempered Sword, I'd say that's worth it, though.
Yeah, bacon blade is good because that's the sword you recommend to have when you want to make bacon.
That depends all on if you like your bacon buttered or not, though.
I say recommend because it's the minimum that the game expects you to have.
Yeah,
Unless
no,
unless you're playing expert mode, that is.
And it looks like Hitsuyan taking advantage of that powder to not only make a fairy, but also to catch it in his swag net. And he may do it again. No, he's only got one bottle. Never mind.
I forgot they had the net because we don't track it in Key Sanity.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about butter?
Yeah, that's that pig is gonna be tasty tonight.
Yeah, that'll be some nice juicy pork. Or ham, whatever you prefer.
A map for Dark Palace, well, not too much useful now, and Hitsuyan is going to go ahead and fight that eyeball.
We have a mushroom on Kyong's side, so the witch that was previously visited and where a potion was previously acquired and unfortunately used in vain, we're going to be going back there at some point.
Hitsuyan making use of that fairy, so good foresight there, buddy. Even with the blue mail, he has to get up close and personal, so this is not an easy fight.
The small eyeballs have all been vanquished. It's time to take out the big one. Just put some Biazine in it and I'll take it out. Or just slash it a few times. Seems like Hitsuyan is doing the latter.
Just finished Paradox Cave. And it looks like Hitsuyan's not going to have too much problems with it.
And now I'm obligated to do the... Wow, we're going to wait till he dies first.
You were saying?
Now I'm obligated to do the Ben Stein voice. Wow.
And it does pick up a crystal for Misery Mire. Almost said Mystery Mire. I'm not sure if this is a Scooby-Doo episode.
Hey, I thought I heard you say Mr. Mire. I was going to ask.
Well, Raggy, Kyung only got some arrows from that tablet.
You don't say, Scooby! So we're gonna get our first look inside Tower of Hera. Well, that was not worth picking up.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I don't recall seeing any keys yet, but just so you know, Cyclone, in case you didn't know, we need to aim at the eyes of Goma.
I knew that. Don't you want to play Zelda 1?
Just making sure.
Okay.
Hitsuyan picking up some green potion this time. Now, is he heading for Palace of Darkness too?
It appears he is.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that... Oh wait, we don't have the bow. We can't finish Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But Kyong is going to check out Spiral Cave and see what it has for us today. More love. Kyong sure wishes he had that earlier.
That is also not a bow, so we're still looking for the bow.
Mm-hmm.
We're also looking for a pair of flippers, an ice rod, and possibly the ether die, because we don't know what Turtle Rock is yet. And
if need to do catfish as well to pick up that cane of Samaria.
Exactly, and not to mention Tassel Tower to get the fire rod. And we may be looking for the well, Kyong might not need it now, but the Camber or the Cape for Spike Cave logic and invincibility, and possibly the shovel for Pressure Quest. Other than that, just a few keys, we're good to go.
Now, did you mention Mir?
I might not have. Yeah, we need Mir too.
We did find out that Turtle Rock is also Quake, so that's double Quake medallion dungeons.
Yep, we see that now. So We're going inside. Well, actually, no, we can't go inside. He's just opening it up to save the animation later. He's gonna check the hit tile.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, just a little tip for you, Tony. Aim at the eyes, not the eye, the eyes of Goma.
Ah, plural! That's why I kept messing up. And Hitsuyan is going to do the potion glitch, and it looks like
Nicely
he succeeds.
done. And yes, for those keeping score in chat, that was twice we got the Goma hint.
One right after another, too. Oh,
Exactly.
hey! Now we can make sure we look pretty today with that mirror Kyung just picked up.
Vanity unlocked. And swimming unlocked.
Get yourself ready for the pool.
Splish splash, taking a bath.
Ooh, Hitsuyan messing up that bonk just a bit. Now, was that blue potion?
That was a cape, actually.
Oh, right before the cape, but I mean, hey, that's nice to see that cape.
I saw a potion. I didn't catch if it was blue or green. I saw a bottle there.
Either way, that is a nice, tasty drink. And now we have Spiked Cave 2, Electric Boogaloo, but this time we actually come prepared.
Round 2, walk!
Saving his cape for the last moment.
That way he keeps as much magic as possible. And he gets some nutritious blueberries.
Probably hates to see that. Hitsuyan did pick up his hook shot in Palace of Darkness. So yeah, I would say at this point, the thing that our runners would most like to see, in terms of items that we haven't seen yet and one doesn't already have, is the bow.
I would agree that they're going to want the bow. Kyong, I'm sure, is eager to get that right now. He's putting off Misery Mire, probably A, because he probably doesn't want to go there, and B, it's a lot easier to do that boss fight with the silver arrows once he has the bow. So I think he's trying to put off Misery Mire as long as he can. As well as other bosses that you can easily kill with a silver arrow, like Helmusar can get a few extra shots in at him. But you need the bow anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's probably going to put off whatever he can do quicker with the bow until he gets the bow, and he's going to do things that don't get affected that much by the bow. I think that's what his plan is for right now. We're going to get to see the Dark World shopping mall today, it looks like.
Now, really quick, he did visit the Lake Hylia Island, and it looks like there were only blueberries on it. Hitsuyan did pick up his tempered sword.
I lied, by the way. There's nothing in the Dark World shopping mall. He used it as a mirror spot for the hobo.
Got it. Picks up his key for Turtle Rock. Still can't enter it, though, without that cane. But it looks like he may go ahead and do Catfish, and I believe Zora in this same loop.
I think so. I mean, that's what I would do, so why not?
Very nice to be able to clear him out so quickly, all at once. Gets his B to do some of the work for him.
I missed what was on the pyramid. Did you see that?
No, it looked blue to me, but I'm checking the replay.
I
those
missed on the
blueberries.
replay, too.
Blueberries.
Kyong is going to get his fire rod now, and he's going to probably not be happy to see that at this point.
But Hitsuyan did pick up his butter blade. Hitsuyan gets his maps and his mushroom.
Fire rod acquired. Now will he get the King of Samaria?
If he doesn't, it's really gonna hurt him in the routing end. Because catfish is not exactly an easy check to make. It's a bit out of the way.
Yeah, catfish is one of those rare checks that could actually decide the race, because it's one of those places that if you don't route it in when you can, like right now, you're going to have a hard time routing it in. This time, all the advantage that Hitsuya just had, having the Fire Rod and the Case Maria early, is now going to be basically equalized at this point, because Kyong is now going to... Oh, nice, that was beautiful placement. It's going to be equalized because Kyong's going to be eventually getting that. But right now he's checking Graveyard Ledge first, it looks like, on his routing. So he's going to do that before going to the catfish.
Now, to be fair, Hitsuyan already has gotten 2 dungeons more, but that's not necessarily something that keeps you ahead if you're looking for that last item. Just 10 sticks.
Yep, just some wooden sticks there.
Hey, Cyclone.
We already saw that hit, nothing new.
Okay. Figured I'd just see if you needed a reminder.
I'm sure Hitsuya is happy to get that information. He'll be even happier when he walks over to Turtle Rock and gets it again.
Mm-hmm. But he has the cane, so he doesn't have to just go in there and leave.
He can't finish it, though. I don't think he's going to want to do that right now.
Fair.
But at the same time, the bow could be in there.
And
he may do the Firelock side and then get out.
Did we already mention that there was just a red rupee on the floating island?
I don't think we mentioned it, no.
Okay, there's a red rupee on the floating island.
Ah, good to know, good to know. There's a piece of heart for the witch, by the way. And Kyong is making the all-important catfish check.
He's going to be happy when he sees that cane, but he's going to wish he had that earlier.
Well, he's behind in dungeons right now. Now, again, for someone with Kyong's execution, that doesn't really mean much. But Hitsuyan has to really push the advantage he has right now. He's done Misery Mire, he's done Skull Woods. But that's exploration that Kyong has done, and that's places that Hitsuyan may have to check later as well, if that's the case. Mm-hmm. So, Kyong might have more of an exploration advantage, but Hitsuyan has the dungeon advantage, and he has to... If he's lucky and finds those last items before Kyong does, that's going to be an advantage he can press, and he can take this game from Kyong by doing that.
Yeah, and we said it during Escape, and it's even true an hour in. We're still not sure. There's still not a runner with a clear lead, just because we've got those missing items, we've got that missing bow, we got the mirror on Hitsuyan's side, but we still need a couple key items before we can declare anyone in go mode and anyone basically good to rush through.
Yeah, it's really once we get to no mode we can really analyze when a runner's going to get their last items. And it's really once we hit go mode that we can say, okay, this guy's definitely in the lead now. Until that point, it's all speculation, folks. We're just guessing. So, Hitsuyan is now able to swim and all that. Or, I mean, Kyong, sorry. Kyong, I meant to say, is able to use the Fire Rod. My apologies. And Hitsuyan did recently go to Hookshot Cave. He's able to swim and all that vanity stuff.
It looks like Kyong is going to go ahead and try and finish the mire. He does have the boss key. He does have everything. And we already know that there's not much on the Firelock side.
We don't even need the pedestal key.
Mm-hmm. And Kyong showing an example there of even if you have the hook shot, sometimes it's just faster to bonk.
Bonk! Oh, Kyong did not get the hint for the left side, did he? Oh, he's not.
Where was
that?
Never
mind. Never mind. He's going a different way.
Okay. Hitsuyan gonna go ahead and drain the swamp.
They've had this key early, but he now has everything to complete this dungeon. Why not? With the value of Swamp Palace is already pretty good if you're able to do an early dive in regular non-key standing game, but with the map and the compass out of there and the small key relocated, that's a possible, and actually the big key as well, that's a possible 10 items I believe you can get out of Swamp Palace. So that's pretty good odds to find something in here.
What's our hint here say today?
Some cash in a chest requiring a special unlock. Tony, that's actually a useful hint.
That is. We know we don't need to complete the purple chest part of the Smith chain.
We actually have a useful hint today. Meanwhile, we have a map that is not going to help him right now.
He's already beaten Skullwoods. He already knows what's in it.
That was hard.
And with the butter sword, those eyeballs may go down a little more quickly. Oh yeah.
Yep, those small eyeballs, they melted good. See what I did there?
I did. So far, nothing in Swamp Palace, but we've got quite a ways to go. Kyong gets his crystal from Meyer. And it looks like he made Checkerboard Cave.
I'm gonna call up the comment in chat. Remember when people would drown the Swamp Palace key in tourney races, like good old days? No one ever drowns the Swamp Palace key. Not more than once, anyway.
Checkerboard Cave does only have 20 rupees for us. Hitsuyan does pick up a key for Tower of Hera.
There's your coffee break key, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might get to some coffee today. Or hot chocolate, except for hot chocolate.
Yeah, it depends on what you do. Some people do tea. I do both. All three of those, actually. Looks like Kyung is going to make his visits to Skullwoods to clear... Oh wait, maybe not.
Nope.
Where are you heading, buddy?
Bumper ledge.
Ah.
Hitsuyan floods the passage. Money on bumper ledge.
Oh no, so he doesn't need to go there anyway.
What he means is college... Oh, didn't he do that already? Never mind.
Yes, he did. Anyway, I guess you can still go to college in Hyrule.
I mean, I'm a graduate of Hyrule University.
Mm-hmm. I hear they have an excellent course in explosives.
Yeah, you should try the archery course. It hits the mark.
I really have no words for that one. Now, did we get a hint for Left Side Swamp? Yes, we did.
No.
It had the shield.
Oh yeah, we did. Sorry, we did. I thought that was Fire Rod. No, I thought that was Firelock side of Mr. Meyer.
That may have been. Well, either way, we've got a riot shield on Hitsuyan's side, so laser bridge going to be no problem for him.
So I guess both sides had a shield today, from what it sounds like. Because that was a shield we saw in the swamp.
Yeah, that was.
Because Meyer does have one.
Okay.
Now that's what you call a coinkydink.
That's also what you call a quick moth fight.
Mm-hmm. So what I said about pressing the advantage, Hitsuyan is now tied with Kyong, though Hitsuyan has been working on Swamp Palace, which Kyong still has to do.
Now he cleared 2 dungeons while Hitsuyan is still working on 1. That's pretty impressive execution.
Well, Swamp Palace is a very quick clear by the time we come back here. Compared to, Big Key of Ice Palace, I think that was a small key of Turtle Rock, or was that a big key of Turtle Rock?
I'll double check. Turtle Rock, small key.
Okay, so we have all the small keys for Turtle Rock by the looks of it, because that would be 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small key to Gan's Tower. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Kyong just had quick completion to do on both dungeons, and that was very quick. Hitsuyan did a full dig of Swamp Palace, which Kyong is probably going to have to do while Hitsuyan goes to do something else later. And I think that's exactly where Kyong's going right now. They're on the same path right now, generally, I think. So if they stay on the similar paths, that means Hitsuyan has an advantage at this point. But the question will be how far Kyong's execution... Oh, Kyong goes somewhere else. He's going to Bombo's tablet.
We did get a hint for one of the tablets, I believe, but I can't remember if the hint said 10-6 or not. Was it some cash?
Well, anyway, we have some nice, freshly buttery fried squid on Hitsuyan's side. I wouldn't recommend eating that squid. It's a bit poisonous.
That was a K45 check for Kyong, and that was only 20 rupees.
It was.
Alright, now I think he's checking the tablet.
And Hitsuyan's going over in the same direction now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost sync.
Where's that? Burn your bird, and you get a dungeon key!
Ooh!
Whoa, that is huge! So as our runners high five, they get the big key to Ganon's tower.
Did you say you saw a tablet hit earlier?
I thought I did. I think it may have been for 10 sticks.
There is a guaranteed hint for Ganon's tower big key in the pool in Key Sanity.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't... No, it wasn't for Evil's Bane. I would have remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
We already see that Turtle Rock is a crystal. Palace of Darkness was... What was that?
Well, let's forget about that for a moment because we're gonna... Palace of Darkness is a pendant, by the way. We're getting the hint inside Ice Palace for a big key we've already picked up. Tower of Hair... Actually, no, we haven't picked it up yet. Tower of Hair, big key requires the hammer.
Oh, they got that one fairly early, so no problems there.
Kyong getting his specialist chest hint. I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the hint I was talking about for Ganon's Tower Big Key could be here in Ice Palace. We have 3 hint tiles in here. So we may be able to get that information presently. He also did pick up money presently.
Mm-hmm. Another piece of heart for Kyong. He is a healthy boy.
Yep, this is all things that Hitsuyan already picked up. So this is where Hitsuyan's going to have to continue pressing his advantage on dungeons because if Kyong follows Hitsuyan's path right now, it's up to execution to catch up.
What's our second hint tile? Oh, there we go.
Told ya.
There it is. There's that hint tile.
And by now, it's like a thanks game moment. Mm-hmm. But it is very well possible to come here without picking up the big key, so it is a good hint. It's more common when the big key is in your house and you get a hint tile. The first hint tile you read says, by the way, the Ganon's Tower big key is in your house. You know it's in there somewhere.
Just have to go look under all the pots, look under the bed. Hitsuya making quick work of the enemies with the butter sword. He is in no worries here. He's got a good amount of health. He's got a good sword, a good shield. He is just rocking the Ice Palace. Now the only thing that'd be super nice for him, other than the go mode items, is a red mail.
There's some more sticks.
more sticks.
We're getting a suggestion for, I don't know if it's for the developers or just for randomlies, but it would be something the developers would have to do. Put the item under the bed, not in a chest, in Link's house.
I mean, it's a thought.
It's cool, but at the same time, I can't see regular casual players possibly thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Need gloves to lift the bed. By the way, Hitsuyan is cracking open a cold one in the perfect place to crack open a cold one.
Misses that bomb jump, though. But hey, he's got the big key. He may as well check out the big chest while he's here. Gets a single arrow, a unique item.
Oh, that's one unique item out of the pool. Now, where's that shovel?
And now he's gonna go have a date with a frozen eyeball.
Well, it's already frozen?
Yeah. He's gotta melt it this time. Get it nice and cookie.
Oh, yeah, this eyeball, yes. What's with the eyeballs in this game?
I was just about to say, there are a lot of them. Also, friendly reminder, don't stare at a computer screen for too long. Take breaks to rest your eyes.
Interesting segue.
I just figure you don't want to have yours melt or otherwise be buttered.
Anyway, Crackwise are down. That's a crystal Hitsuyan. Kyong is getting his drain room items. And look at that. Hitsuyan is back in the 2-dungeon advantage. But that's going to be changed momentarily by Kyong.
Mm-hmm. They still need that bow.
So this also shows why runners don't like to do a full clear of Swamp Palace. It takes an awful darn long time. And if you don't have to do this really long clear, you don't want to do it because it takes an awful darn long time. Notice that Hitsuyan was up 3 dungeons to 1, and then Kyong tied it up while Hitsuyan was still in Swamp. Then it went back up by 2 dungeons now that Kyong is in Swamp. That shows you how long it is.
Making quick work of the jellyfish eyeball. And there goes Argus.
More squid for anyone who wants poisonous squid. Please enjoy.
And Hitsuyan looks like he's heading either for the Tower of Hera or the Turtle Rock, both dungeons he does need to clear. As a reminder, this is all dungeons, so we're hitting every single boss fight here.
Hitsuyan getting another Goma hint. Now we are still looking for the bow. Remember I said earlier the bow could be in Turtle Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Are you crossing your fingers?
I'm going to say it's a Chain Chomper or a Firelock side, but I'm going to go with Chain Chomper because I have to pick one.
I'm thinking.
And he can fully clear Turtle Rock. I'm going to say it's on Trinex.
I'm looking at stuff. We already checked the pedestal with Kyong, so it can't be that. I am wondering if it could be in the Tower of Hera.
Could be in the basement.
Oh, and Hitsuyan did pick up Ren Bale. I didn't even notice that.
But I would have been wrong if I said Firelock side, so it wasn't there. So my initial thought of Chain Chomp Room. Nope.
Nope, just more money for that college fund.
So I'm gonna stay with my Trinex guess then. Now, if we were in go mode, we could skip this Lava Island chest that's coming up, but he's gonna have to make his way all the way around and open the door for that after clearing the pokey for the extra key.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna have to check that out.
Is bow the only thing we need for go mode? I'm looking at the tracker. No, we need the keys.
Yes. Yeah, we need keys too, but we'll be in item go mode.
Okay. So we'll just need to get the Palace of Darkness, Big Key, Tower of Hera, Eastern Palace. I guess that's maybe key mode, I don't know.
Well, there's... Hitsuyan is in another heart mode.
This is way too many modes. I'm just waiting for mode 7 to come out now.
We're not even in bacon mode yet. What are you talking about? Oh, we also need a Castle Tower small key. It's being noted by chat.
Okay. Chat's got our back.
They usually do.
Shout out to chat for being just an awesome community in general. Even the ones who don't type or say anything and just lurk. We see you. You guys are awesome.
You see them when they're not typing?
Well, if you go to the view members of room screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hitsuyan making his Mimic Cave check while he's here.
There we go. And map.
Useless map because he's already cleared Ice Palace.
Give me new information. I beg new information. I'm just trying to think to myself.
We just got the big key for Swamp Palace. Well, Hitsuyan's side while Kyong picks up his ice rod. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I'm noticing that, and I'm just musing basically. I'm noticing that Hitsuyan already has 5 dungeons cleared that are crystals.
Mm-hmm. I suppose we could go for the pyramid if that's what you're thinking.
No. We need the bow to get Eastern Palace first.
Alright.
The bow cannot be in Gan's Tower because we have Eastern Palace as a crystal. We can't have the bow in Gan's Tower. But could it be possible that Tower of Hera big key, Palace of Darkness big key, and Thieves Town big key could all be in Ganon's Tower?
You're just being evil.
It's possible. I'm just saying it's possible.
Hitsuyan showing off the riot shield's effectiveness against Laser Bridge. No problem. No worries.
Yep, that's one of the ways that you can launch a new Laser Bridge. Fun fact, we did see a required pedestal that was not picked up with Cane of Burna one day because there was no other invincibility method available, including the Riot Shield. So there was just, by the way, the Palace of Darkness big key, I think. So much for my hopes and dreams.
They're not completely dead, just slightly dead.
As long as one's in there, it's still a win.
Alright. So it turns out the red mail was on eyeball. Words, names, difficult.
Cold Stare.
Thank you.
Or if you're a Kirby fan, Krakow.
The fuzzy eyeball that was frozen and now is out.
We don't recommend hugging it. So Hitsuyan is now facing Trinex. Why Trinex? Because it's better than Binex.
I'd say better than Quadnex.
Yeah, well, it's actually, better than Quadnex. Quad would be a lot harder to kill.
But doesn't seem like he'll have any problems. And keep in mind, this isn't necessarily an easy boss, even with top equipment like he has, but this is just a display of execution.
And Hitsuyan gets down what is now a mono neck very, very quickly. and is going to pick up a free item right here. It is the bow!
Oh, you were right! Now that is item go mode.
When the seed, I know this game too well by now. I know things like that are gonna happen. Yeah, there was the bow on Tridex, just like I thought.
Now we just gotta find the rest of those keys. We need Thieves' Town, Tower of Hera, and Eastern Palace, it looks like. Oh, Castle Tower, I suppose.
Yeah, we're just missing some keys, and then we're in no mode or go mode at that point.
But Hitsuyan is going to try and clear out a little bit more of Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace, it looks like, hoping the big key for one of them is in the other.
Now, unless we get a hint for Gan's Tower that one of the big keys is in Gan's Tower, and we don't have a lot of hint tiles left, so we're likely not going to get that. Unless we get a hint for one of those big keys being in Gan's Tower, or even small keys, we cannot consider ourselves in go mode unless we have such a hint. So they're going to have to open every single chest on the way to Gan's Tower if they're still looking for any of those pendant keys. If they can still... Now, Eastern Palace doesn't have any keys, just the big key. So Eastern Palace big key, that's by itself. Tower of Hera, the small key, we still have outstanding. That is still hanging around somewhere. We still have the big key. That's 3 we have to find. We're okay with Palace of Darkness. What else do we have? Thieves' Town big key. That's 4. Other than that, we're good on big keys, and I don't think we need any more small keys. Unless I'm mistaken.
We're good for Castle Tower?
Oh, Castle Tower, yeah, 1 for Castle Tower. So that's 5. And Castle Tower... Let's just list the ones that can be in Gan's Tower. Castle Tower small key, I believe, can be. Eastern Palace big key cannot be. Tower of Hera, because it's dependent, that small key can be. Again, Palace of Darkness, we're done now. Thieves' Town can be. So that's 3 of the 5 keys that we need that could be in Ganon's Tower by logic. The other 2 have to be found outside the world somewhere.
Oof. Well, Kyong is right on Hitsuyan's heels going through Turtle Rock. So once he gets his bow, we'll see if he makes the same play with the Eastern Palace, Palace of Darkness. I don't think he'll check any others. It seems like the best play at this point. I mean, I guess if they really wanted to do the shooting game.
Actually, I take that back. I forgot the Tower here big key. 4 of the 5 keys could be in Gan's Tower. The Eastern Palace big key is the only one guaranteed to be outside Gan's Tower. And it could actually be back here on Helmstar King. Wouldn't that be convenient?
Oof.
I mean, it's right there. You mirror from there.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's a clear progression to the seed. The seed has a logic, so it would be certainly logical because it says, hey, you have the bow, now go do these dungeons. Hey, guess what you get for doing these dungeons? You get this.
Da-da-da-da! What is this?
In this case, big key.
Okay. I accept that.
You get to hold something over your head and sing a song.
Moving on. Hitsuyan is clearing out a bunch of armored turtles. Kyong is about to clear out Mimic Cave. Why do we call them mimics? Because they mimic your movement. Their actual name is gorillas. They're a lot dumber than they were in Zelda 1.
And they do have a bit of armor, which is why our runners will occasionally try and glitch them out in one of the rooms, or try and use the hammer. The hammer!
Actually, the reason they actually get glitched out is because the red ones can only fall to the bow. That's why you see those ones get glitched out. The green ones you can kill with a sword.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that they can't... My bad.
And then the Igors, they're the ones that can be asleep and you can't hurt them when they're asleep, regardless what color they are.
Hey, I've just always shot them. That's what I've done.
Indeed.
I haven't checked the details on their health.
So there's our Palace of Darkness pendant. We did not find the Eastern Palace big key down here from what I saw there. So we are going to be moving on to the next location up for bids, which at this point, what do we have? Thieves Town front has been cleared out. Tower of Hera, we only have the coffee break. And then we have to have some progression, I think, in Tower of Hera, unless we're missing overworld locations.
And we haven't gotten a hint for the Tower of Hera basement. Have we?
Have we done Ether Tablet?
No, we did do both tablets.
Okay.
One had Ganon's Tower Key, the other had 10 sticks.
Oh, we're getting at the big chest here. I think you just said that. Sorry.
Another hammer, yum. And yes, Swamp Palace Big Key does need to be checked.
I think we have to have progression in Tower of Hera basement. It has to be at this point. Unless it's in the... Actually, no. Didn't Kyong do Eastern Palace chests already, or didn't he?
I believe he did some of them. But he is having a little bit more difficult time with Laser Bridge because of the lack of Riot Shield.
Are we going to have a French Vanilla Eastern Palace Big Key?
We just might.
I know Kyong did go through here, but I think he would have gone Laser Bridge. But, so I don't think there's anything in here. Kyong did do this section.
I believe he went as far as he could in this dungeon, because he was still looking for a couple other items.
That would be all the way to the final chest where the big key normally is. So yeah, I don't think there was anything in here. The fact that Hitsuyan is currently completely lost, and I would be too by this point, because I can't see where progression is. I forget all the I don't know what overworld locations he hasn't checked off the top of my head. But without having that list of locations handy that he still has to check, it would be hard for me to say where he should go. I'm trying to figure out what he hasn't checked. That Checkerboard Cave, was that checked?
That was checked. That was 20 rupees.
Mire Shed was checked.
Pyong finishing off Trinex, about to get his bow.
We've already cleaned out Thieves Town. The only place I can think of there to be progression at all right now, as Kyong finally gets his bow and is like, oh, that's where it was. The only place I can think of that progression is right now is Tower of Hera. The Tower of Hera basement chest has to have something.
That or short of Helmetsor King.
You saw Helmetsor King.
Not Helmetsor King. Sorry. For some reason, I thought he was still on Palace of Darkness. See, this is why I get mixed up sometimes. I'm sorry.
But yeah, he can't move to the back of Thieves Town. He can't move up Tower of Hera. He can only do the basement. At Eastern Palace, we know there's nothing here. He's gonna find that last chest. He's gonna be like, wah, 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 wah.
All right, so it looks like Chad is kind of torn between Team Hera Basement or Team Swamp Palace.
Swamp Palace
we got Kyong. Yeah, they did skip that. They didn't have the big key. So it looks like Kyong is going to check the basement.
If it's not here, it's Swamp Palace Big Chest.
We'll see if Hitsuyan makes the same play. Oh, he's turning into Mushroom. But we already checked the Mushroom.
Now, Hitsuyan is a dungeon ahead right now. He did finish Palace of Darkness, which Kyong did not finish. Now, he did get all the items out of there. But he still has to go back and finish it, Kyong does. So that's a little bit of an advantage that Hitsuyan has. But that's quick to finish. That won't take long once Kyong gets over there. He's going to do it with Eastern Palace at the same time, I think. So he's gambling that he knows the big key is not over. He's gambling that the big key is not on Helmetsor King. He's right. So let's see what is happening down here.
Who Hitsuyan makes fire. His checks.
And the chest has the progression! Eastern Palace, big key. It had to have something.
Nice sleuthing. I have a hard enough time just remembering how certain enemies need to be defeated, man. I can't sleuth that out myself.
Hitsuyan will have to go do the coffee break in order to get any kind of progression at this point. Of course, Swamp Palace Big Chest could still be something. We don't know that. I don't see either runner going back to check that, though.
I don't see an item that they even need. And yes, chat, this is all dungeons, so they still have to beat all the pendant dungeons, as well as a crystal dungeon, I believe, on Kyong's side.
They still need lots of keys, remember, so there could still
Yeah.
be a key inside that chest.
Standard, Uncle Assured, key sanity, all dungeons. And Kyong heading right to do the Palace of Darkness in Eastern Palace.
So, for those joining us here at the 1 hour and 1.5 hour point of this race, just a quick recap of what we have seen here so far. This is the Link to the Past Randomizer League semifinals, basically. The division final, the actual league final is next week. We have the league final, or the division final for Death Fountain Division Team Farami will do an interview, and Team Awesome. Those are the teams. Kyong92 is playing for Farami will do an interview, which Farami doesn't do interviews. And Hitsuyan is playing for Team Awesome. This is a 5-game series. Different runners play each game. We already had a game between Dante actually, that's the wrong one, sorry. We already had a game between The Lane for Team Awesome and Superman Taylor for Farami team. And as you can see by the score at the bottom, The Lane won that game. So that is why we have a 1-0 lead for Team Awesome. And Hitsuyan is trying to win this game to put his team up in a 2-0 stranglehold of the series. Kyong is trying to tie it up and make things even again going into Game 3.
Hitsuyan basically checking everything but Swamp Palace and Tower of Hera as he does his Smith check. Thankfully, he knows that a specialist is required to unlock some cash, so he won't go that full on it. But Kyong is nipping at his heels. Hitsuyan has to make the call here. He's going to lose all of his lead.
Indeed, he has to make a call at some point here. And by the way, I'm getting information on the third matchup here for those who will be interested. There's no actual scheduled matchup yet, but we know there would have to be a matchup between Farami himself and I believe it's Yoshi, who is the player for Team Awesome, who's also played as well, both the team player A and their team. So they're going to be fighting each other at some point in the third game of the series, and then 2 players from each team will take part in games 4 and 5 if necessary. Hitsuyan is getting the K45 check, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I think Kyong is now taking the lead.
Now, to be fair, if Hitsuyan finds Tower of Hera Big Key or Thieves Town Big Key first, he can get the lead back, but Kyong is about to be a dungeon ahead once he clears Eastern Palace.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Hitsuyan's going for Swamp. Maybe, who knows, there may be a Big Key in there.
If this is the Tower of Hera Big Key, this is a good play. This will keep things somewhat even for right now. If it comes down to just execution, I think Kyong has the better execution. Hitsuyan has to find the items before Kyong does to maintain a chance here. So that's really what he has to bank on at this point, I feel, just in my estimation.
And all I know is I'm feeling tense.
These can get tense after an hour and a half. You're watching the chat anticipating a dot done from your opponent. You don't know if they've God rode the sea compared to you and compared to what you've done, or if they're going through the same problems, or if they've even found different problems. So you're just watching that chat waiting for a dot done to say, oh, well, he did it. He got it. Good job.
And then the big ooh, it's just hard in the Swamp Palace. That's gonna hurt. So you could be right. There could be some big keys in Ganon's tower.
Now that will only hurt if Kyong doesn't go check himself, and I don't think Kyong's gonna be checking himself at this point. So you're probably right. That will hurt. From a chess tendency perspective, I would say now again, Hitsuyan hasn't found the Eastern Palace key yet. Kyong, the reason I'm saying Kyong will not do Swamp Palace big chest now is because from a chess tendency perspective, there are 23 items, I would say rather, in Ganon's tower basement, plus another 4 upstairs. So yes, out of 27 chests, there is a good chance you're going to find a Tower Hero big key. We found the second castle. No, we didn't find the Castle Tower small key, and the Thieves Town big key among those 27 items. There is a very good chance. The only reason he would need to go back to Swamp Palace is if he finds out that it's not in those 27 chests. One of them is not in those 27 chests, and you don't get it when you clean out Tower of Hero or Thieves Town, respectively. At that point, you would go back to Swamp Palace and look for that key.
Yeah, and like you said, it's Ganon's Tower is pretty much just a flute ride and a walk away. I'm worried for Hitsuyan.
Yeah, and I think the way I can describe what Hitsuyan just did with his gamble with Swamp Palace is he knows Kyong is a super exceptional runner. I'm not making that up. In the fall tournament, Kyong went 15-0 in pools play. He was not defeated in pools play of the fall tournament. And I think he was one of the finalists, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if he won or not offhand. But he was definitely in the mix for the fall tournament at the end. So he is an exceptional runner. Hitsuyan knows this. So he's making gambles and hoping they pay off because he knows, or he feels perhaps, that that's the only way he can beat Kyong. And it almost worked. If Swamp Palace had one of those keys, that's a chest that I don't think Kyong would have gone back for, and that would have played into Hitsuyan's favor dramatically. So that was a gamble he made to try to get a jump on Kyong, get an edge on Kyong, something that Kyong would not do. It just didn't pay off.
He is finally getting into Tower of Hero, so he's going to get that key after his coffee break. He's going to hit himself in the head, and then he's going to try and catch up as Kyong checks Ganon's Tower.
Gonna hit himself in the head. Are you saying he's gonna do a Mops bop or something?
Just smack himself. Oh!
I can't do the noise. It's some kind of objects colliding. I saw what it was once on a video. A soup spoon hitting a pot or something like that.
Something like that. Ooh, and chat is suggesting a bit of a game. Why don't we figure out what numbers chests are going to be our other big keys?
We can't play the bot for this, but yeah, let's pick chest numbers, everyone. 1 and 2 are already gone. I'm going to say always 11 because, well, always. What are you going to say, Tony?
I would always normally say 2, but you know what? I'm going to be evil today. I'm going to say 22 and 23 because we got 2 keys to find.
Yeah, we got to have one in the big chest. It has to be. One has to be in the big chest. And the other one has to be on Mold Arm 2. Let's make it painful. And then the third one is always 11, because always.
Mm-hmm. Because they do still need that Castle Tower key.
That's one of the keys I'm counting for.
Oh, okay.
Castle Tower small key, Tower Hero big key, Thieves Town big key. There's some red goo. There's a heart container.
Now, is that number 6?
That is 6. We're going to have some high item counts today. I can tell you this right now. If those item counts are not bordering on 200, I will be surprised. Because we're only going to be missing 4 chests in Thieves Town. We're going to be missing maybe a couple inside Tower of Hera, and that's about it. Actually, no, that's not even 4. It's 3 in Thieves Town because you have to kill blind.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get the maiden too, so they might open it just while they're down there. There's our shovel. I wondered where that was. I knew it had to be in Ganon's Tower at this point.
And a blue meringue.
Cane of Burna.
There's our blue cane.
Welcome to Fetch Quest Room, ladies and gentlemen. That opens up Dig Spot for one of the keys.
I don't think Kyung's gonna exit the tower just to check that. I think he's gonna clear it as much as he can.
He'll beat Agna first, then he'll start doing his checks in other places with whatever he finds.
Mm-hmm.
But now the flute spot is open. And the reason it's called the flute spot is normally it's a flute you dig up, for those not familiar with the game. Block didn't want to go, but he got it. That is number 11, I believe. Since he did the side routing, it's not going to be
Yes.
where I normally put 11. Normally, my 11 is in random room.
Hitsuyan is at least making quick work of those Armos Knights. "12 is blueberries.
That's one of it. That's one of my 11 options.
That's 13. Oh, and there's ether.
That won't matter now.
I know.
But
they've
Tower
got
of
all
Hera
their
Big
jewelry.
Key. Tower of Hera Big Key was in officially number 13, but one of my 11 routing options, so I'll take that. We're gonna move on to Bob's chest. Even though we found that big key, we're not done yet. We still need 2 more keys, so we're not done yet. This was not what you expected when you knew we were getting a key sanity today, was it?
Not
that
quite.
Is a key to this dungeon.
Not quite what we wanted.
And that is 14 by guessing standards on the big chest today, by the way. So Bob is going to be number 15. Hi, say hi, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Bob's got some love for us today. And hey, speaking of Armos, look who's back. Back again.
I feel like I missed items somewhere. Oh, okay, I know what I did. I forgot to count the forest. That was 18, or 19, rather.
All right, 19, 20,
there's
so
20, there's 21, there's 22. Towel room is number 23. He's leaving right now. He'll come back to towel room later if he needs it. He's going to hope the Tower of Hera has a progression. He does not want to do Aghanim yet in Gans Tower, which is kind of... Actually, because it's right outside. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. You have the Tower of Hera Big Key. It's right outside. Just go do it. Get it out of the way. Make sure there's nothing there. If both keys are up here, he's in go mode.
About the only thing I can see Hitsuyan using to catch up is once he gets that Tower of Hera key just to bail. I don't know if he's going to take that gamble.
Not from the point where it is in Gans Tower. It's in random room and you have more chests behind it. If he does, he's doing left side first. If he completes left side, he will get some time back by not doing right side until later. But the problem is, if both keys are up here, then he already loses because Kyong is going to be going into go mode as he finishes the left side.
That was a small key Kyong just got, but it was to Misery Mire. Hitsuyan picks up all of his items.
So that was not the correct small key, as you noted. We are going to find out if Moldorm has another small key. Or big key.
Oh, and
Kyong Kyong just got bullied. That was absolutely horrible jump placement there. He jumped down as the worm was about to punch the spot where he jumped down.
Now, for anyone who is still wondering what we said before, why those things were called mini Moldorms, I take it you have your answer.
Yeah, I think we have our answer here. No, I was talking about Mini Moldorm Cave, specifically the cave name earlier, but yeah. If you wondered why they're called Mini Moldorms as well, this is why they're called Mini Moldorm.
And if you wonder why it's called the cave, there you go.
See question number 1.
Ooh, you know, I just didn't think our Sacramento may have something with that green pendant.
Oh, that's true. Good call. We did not get a hint about that. And Kyong did not find... Actually, I don't think Moldorm had anything, did he? It was a heart piece or something? I
don't think it was anything. Nothing that caught my attention.
I remember hearing a heart piece. So Kyong is going to do Tower Room. Is Tower Room item number 23 today? Is Tower Room going to be the one that saves the day? Oh, that's a nice strat I've never seen for Tower Room. Stand in the doorway and wait for the bunny beam. Can you do that and avoid the tiles as well, or they still hit you?
Those tiles just chugging away.
The comment in chat, 24 you can heat a GT big chest. Yes, that was item number 14. It is only one item. There's 22 items. 23 would be the big chest normally. So that is 23 items that have been checked in Gan's Tower. We are on our way upstairs. 24, 25, 26, 27 are up there. Normally not checked by a lot of runners unless they're looking for something of interest, but today they are looking for something of interest.
Now, is Sacramento the only check left outside of the tower?
Flute spot. And for those who are confused when I made up the Sacramento joke earlier, we are talking about Sahasrarla. Just think any 10-letter word or name of something and put it in place, because that's a really confusing name to say or spell. That's the whole meaning behind that. And we're probably going to get those in chat now that I mentioned that.
Well, it's either that or they hear me bungle his name. Susie Trala. Kyong making his way through the gauntlet fairly easily.
Oh, Sarsaparilla, that's a good one.
Ooh, I like that one. I think I may take that one. Silver arrows make these fights with the desert orbs super easy.
Question in chat, have we checked pen? Yes, we checked it at the 7-minute point. It was a Mizumara small key. We actually had an early book today.
Right in Zelda's cell, if I recall.
Yeah, it was definitely in the escape. Hitsuyan's challenge to Moldor was rejected. I just got punched right back on top of the entry, but he jumps down and completes it again.
At least he didn't get knocked off this time.
I'm told that you can actually soft lock there. If you get punched off it the wrong way and end up stuck in the wall or something, I'm told that it is possible to soft lock there.
Well, we'll see if Hitsuyan makes his trip to Sarsaparilla, or if he'll go for the tower again. Because if he goes for Sarsaparilla, gets a big key, that might put him back at nope.
There's discussion in chat about the fact that it's the Meyer. Oh, okay. People are asking about the Meyer small key on the pedestal, possibly leading to a key of some sort. I think we can rule out that that is not the case, because you already got a hit for the left side, which is absolutely important when you know the small keys on the pedestal. So we already got that hint, and Kyong getting bullied by the Moldorms today. My goodness.
Again.
So because we know the left side items, we don't have to spend the keys to go over there. We can steal keys and go somewhere else. So they did check all the other chests. There are no keys in there, I believe, that are left uncounted. There it is! Thieves' Town Big Key in the Moldorm 2 chest. We were required to raid.
Go ahead.
We were required to raid Moldorm's last possession for progression.
I was going to say, a lot of people like calling that the validation check, or validation chest, even though there's nothing to it. But I bet Kyong feels quite valid right now.
Yeah, that validated his decision to do Ganon's Tower. Mind you, he didn't really have a choice, so.
But like I said, you could have made that quick check to Sahasrarla and hope that it had what you needed.
So you know what this means at this point. We have to open those 4 chests in or 4 locations in Thieves' Town now, looking for the small key for Castle Tower. That's what this means.
This is painful.
We have to open pretty much every single chest in the game, and Kyong could still get a sub 2. Well, it's not likely to get a sub 2 at this point, but it is still minor possibility. I think it's more likely to be a 201 or a 202. So again, we'll be back later since you're going to tell us we can't beat you anyway, and you're absolutely right, because we have to clear another dungeon or two.
Hitsuyan and his gauntlet, he's got to get all the way to the troll dorm too, in order to get that last key. Last big key, rather. And Kyong is heading for Thieves Town to finish off the last boss blind before he goes and takes on a pig.
Clarification, are you saying he's doing the boss blind or that he's fighting blind?
Somehow I don't think he's got something over his eyes.
Okay.
So, the boss, comma, blind. Capital B.
So we're going to steal the small key from up here. We're not really steal, you have to get that key.
Now, arguably, isn't that like how I mentioned before, there are some small keys that are guaranteed for dungeons, and that's one of them?
Oh, pot keys aren't changed in this mode,
Yeah,
so yeah, pot keys are always there. Now, in some modes, in some of the chaos modes or whatever you want to call them, I think the extra shuffle modes, I think there's an option where you can shuffle the keys in the pots. The pot keys can be under different pots, for example, which makes certain dark rooms a lot harder. Eastern Palace. There is that possibility, and obviously the enemy holding the key can be changed too, like the rats in the back of Escape, for example. So, yeah, there are ways you can shuffle those keys, but stop. There it is. At 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 25 seconds, Kyong92 is in go mode.
Gosh, the only way I can see Hitsuyan catching up at this point is if Kyong just completely borks the fight.
17 heart blind fight, well, 7 currently in his stash. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at those heart totals, everyone. This shows you how much we've gone through looking for these keys today. There were 3 keys we did not have going into Ganon's Tower. As I forecast, I hoped all 3, but 2 of them were in Ganon's Tower. Or at least locked by Ganon's Tower.
And Kyung is not caring about hints anymore. He's not caring about chess. Go mode is all about going fast.
And then that 3rd one led here. So yeah, 3 keys locked behind Ganon's Tower today. That is absolutely insane, evil progression. This will be a good interview. So your blind pun of the day: archers give gifts tied with a bow.
I love the blind puns, but I love to hate them.
Do you hate to love them?
Yes.
Okay.
And so much for messing up the blind fight. He's just gone through it very neatly. Gets another piece of heart for his troubles. Fills up a heart container. Fills up his hearts. That is all pendants. That is all crystals. That is all dungeons. That is all keys.
No, it's not all dungeons.
Mostly all dungeons. All the pendant and crystal dungeons.
You have to go to Castle Tower.
Yep.
And by the way, speaking of progression, Hitsuyan has finally made his way to the pyramid with a Ganon hole that looks suspiciously shaped like a cuckoo. Kyong will fall into that in about 4 minutes or so after he clears Aghanov's Tower. And you know what? We could be getting us up to. It's possible.
It's gonna be tight. He's got 6 minutes.
I think you can do the dungeon in 4. You can do the Ganon fight in 2. This is possible.
Well, he does have Butter Sword, so Butter Sword and Silver Arrows are gonna make it quick.
Yeah, this is definitely within possibility of sub 2. With all that opening of chests, to clear the entire world in 2 hours, save maybe a few locations. We didn't have to open the purple chest, for example. That saved some time.
And he didn't bother to do Swamp Palace chests. He didn't end up needing to do that.
Exactly. So that's 2 that we're going to be leaving on the radar. But, and then obviously 2 inside Thieves' Town as well. I'm not sure what else he didn't have to open. But yeah, it will not be surprising to me if these chest counts are in the 200s still. If they are not, it will surprise me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the opposite would be the one thing that shocks me.
There were some ledge items that weren't picked up, so we are looking, I would say, at about a 200, 205.
And Hitsuyan's got great execution. Don't get me wrong. It's just those gambles he made put him behind.
One of them worked. Early Catfish actually did work for him, but that was one that you knew Kyong would route in somewhere, and he was going to get it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That one gamble that Hitsuyan made in Swamp Palace, I like that gamble. He probably felt, because of Kyong's caliber, that he already lost if Kyong found the key where you normally look for it. So he was gambling that it was in Swamp Palace. It didn't pay off for him, but if it was, he would have been leading this race.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, look at that full item screen.
Yeah, you don't get to see that very often, do you? We're gonna have every single thing on that tracker lit up. Our tracker has been working overtime today on this item screen, making sure everything is lit up nice and bright for you. Now, did Hitsuyan not pick up the ether?
No, he does have it. It's just the tracker may be misbehaving. I know the buttons sometimes need to be clicked a couple times.
You mean the tracker or the software?
The software.
Okay.
The tracker is not misbehaved, but the tracker for the person is being freaking awesome.
He is. He is. Also, keep doing the tracking day. Thanks for keeping everything lit up for us there. One blue ball! We forgot to play the big blue ball game. That might have been 2. I wasn't really watching. Usually I say 3.
I was looking at, I was double checking the tracker software myself.
Well, I know we have at least 3 here, and that might be 4, because I didn't notice if there was a blue ball already. 2 blue balls, I mean. That would be
another one.
At least 2 blue balls!
Leon heading for his blind fight.
2 bluey blue balls!
And Kyong is about to take on a pig. Alright, he's got 3 minutes. Let's see if we can make this sub 2.
He's gonna make sub 2. That was a 3-minute Agnes Tower. That was just... I think you're so smart. I bet you didn't know you can't... I didn't read that quickly.
You can't hum while holding your nose closed.
While holding your nose closed. Well, if you try it...
I was gonna say, how many people are about to actually try it now?
Well, I knew that, actually, because I've seen that message before. You can hum, but just take effort.
Mm-hmm. Hitsuyan's only hope here is Kyong to get bounced off, because he's got red mail, he's got damage reduction.
And to get a sub 2 on this seed is remarkable.
Mm-hmm. This made you go all over.
I mean, if you had a spoiler log like the spoiler log tournament, yes, we found the silver arrows. Try a few. They cook you nicely. If we had a spoiler log like in the spoiler log race, this would have been one of those ones you could turn around and route, and you would probably still take an hour and 50, an hour and a half to do. It was one of those you're going everywhere seed.
I would say this is probably the most evil a seed can be without having an non-all dungeons pedestal required. And there is the pig going down. That is sub 2. All he's got is a 1x3 bridge to victory.
So my initial estimate of 201 was way off. We are going to get a sub 2. We are getting a official time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 48 seconds. It looks like Hitsuyan is going to be continuing to finish here, so we will continue to follow that while we see if Kyong wants to join us for an interview.
I mean, you just want to beat the seed. You just want to conquer it. The Triforce today has to say, wee!
Wee!
I would have to agree with it. And yeah, Chad is absolutely right. These guys are both incredible. They had a tough seed today. Those GGs are absolutely well-deserved for both of them. But with that win for Kyong, Furaime will do an interview, ties the division 1-1. So it looks
That's
like
right.
we're going to have a game 4.
Farami and Yoshi are going to have game 3 still coming up, not scheduled yet, but now the teams have to strategize who they want to play that 4th game. Now they don't necessarily know who's going to be the 4th game here for the opponent yet, but I did hear rumors about a Kyong versus ACMLM matchup, so it probably won't be either of them.
Now, do we have any idea what type of game it's going to be?
I don't know myself yet. I don't know if there's any information on that anywhere yet, so I don't want to say something that may or may not be true.
Understandable.
Apparently, the Discord invite did not go to Kyong, so we're going to try and do this again to get him in here.
Meanwhile, we can actually count the blue balls with Aghanim on Hitsuyan's end. Ooh, gets a little zappy there.
This is why you do not hit him with the sword.
That's 1 ball.
Yeah, we know it's 2. He got it in 8 cycles, so it has to be 2. And I do see Kyong in the waiting room here, so we're going to bring him in here, and we're going to talk about that seed, as we are now joined by Kyong. GG.
G-Man.
Thank you.
So, let's just talk about the one major highlight of the seed. 3 keys, small or big keys, either in or locked by Ganon's tower. What was going through your mind during that run?
Wasn't bad, honestly, especially since the Aga Tower ended up being in Thieves Town. If the Aga Tower wasn't in Thieves Town, that would be significantly worse, because I had 4 spots left all around the world that just had a lot of variance to it, but with how it was laid out was not bad at all.
You got sub 2 on this seed. This was a mean seed, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
just really
those
impressive.
boots helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Good thing they were earlier. We'd be here another half hour.
And the early flute as well.
Yeah,
The
it was
early
kind of
game
like
was-
it knew it was going to be mean.
Yeah, this is a bad layout. We're going to give him the flute right away and make it faster.
Getting bonked both times by those troll dorms, though.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of things in my execution that was very displeased with, both modern falls, missing the dashes in Spy Cave, resulting in saving quits,
Oh,
multiple dead rocks. Yeah. It was. I left a lot of time in the table for sure.
Well, a lot of them. Just out of curiosity, we noticed that you could either, near the end, when you were looking at places to go, you could have either gone to Swamp Palace to find out that big chest, or you could have turned in the green pendant. What made you choose differently than those? Just density? Looking for
Green
that final castle
pendant.
tower.
Oh, you mean Thieves Town then, not Swamp?
There was the big chest and swamp that was unlocked, or that was still locked.
Because when I finished Hera and GT, I had Thieves Town and a few other chests scattered around.
Yeah. I'm just curious
Yeah.
if there was like anything in particular that made you avoid your other checks.
Before we answer that, let's just quickly note that Hitsuyan is also finishing. He is going to have an official roster all time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 2 seconds. You using chat for him and continue.
Yeah, for me that point was pretty clear to go to Thieves Town just because I had to go there anyway, and the item checks, like getting the 4 chests there, doesn't add a lot of time to what I need to do anyway, looking for that small key.
Fair enough. Cyclone, any other thoughts?
Well, we're trying to get Hitsuyan in here to join us. That's what I'm working on right now.
So, Kyung, how do you feel about tying up this series? Are you excited about a potential Game 4?
We'll see, because our team have a rough schedule this week, so we don't really know how that's gonna pan out. But
Well, we'll talk about
I'll
Game 4.
probably,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I'll probably end up playing again, most likely. We'll see.
Well, we'll talk about Game 4 in a moment because at this point, Hitsuyan has joined us in the chat. GG, sir.
GG's.
So there was one play that you made, and we haven't mentioned this to Kyong yet, but there was one play you made that, if it had paid off, we feel might have actually helped you win the seed. That play in the Swamp Palace. What was your logic behind that?
Yeah, I had some locations on the way left, so I checked the locations first and then went into Swamp. I had also Spike Cave and Tower left, and yeah, after I was sure Kyong is ahead, so I gambled some things because I did something like Lanmo. Then I found 1 minute later the Firewat, so I lost 40 seconds. Then I jumped down the desert ledge. There was, I don't know, a half minute again. Then I fighted Viddy with Master Sword and get my butter 5 minutes later. Yeah, and after I did a big gamble not dipping into Turtle Rock and getting my Ice Sword first, I felt a bit ahead, but then I skipped, unfortunately, the Hera basement after Turtle Rock and did everything else, I think, in this time.
Well, for a while, you couldn't do the Hera Basin. I think you only had the small key for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 at most, before you actually did it. So I don't think it was really a case you could actually skip the basement. It was just a matter of when you went back to do it.
Yeah, but after TR you can check it easy, so it was
True.
really bad to not do that, I guess, because I cleared Potten this time, Eastern Palace, all mirror spots, Graveyard, yeah.
Yeah, Kyong did do that right away, so that was one spot where he did. I believe personally that was the point where he won the race by getting that check in before you, and it was something else that happened along the way too. What do you remember? What that was, Tori?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I was asking Tony. Was there something? There was something else that happened somewhere with the bow or Eastern Palace or something like that. I think he found the Eastern Palace big key before you as well, and that really propelled him ahead.
Yeah. That did. Hitsuyan, you basically cleared out Eastern Palace without the key, but the first time that Kyong went there, he actually had the big key, so he was able just to do it in one clean sweep.
Oh no, I actually went there
No,
early.
I'm sorry. You went there super early. When you went back there later in the game, you had it.
Yeah, when I went back there, I had bow and biggie. Yeah.
Yeah, the backtracking cost me, I think, the game. I know about Kyong's playstyle. He is one of the best runners, so I had to gamble some things, and I was really sure he has the big key of Eastern Palace after, and I was really sure he did TR without Ice Sword, I guess, first time.
I didn't know,
No.
because I got Samara quite late, actually.
Okay, I had that.
Because I ended up doing pod quite a bit late, as I end up usually doing. So, and when I went to Death Mountain, I hadn't gone to Catfish yet. I did all the flippers and like that mega route with like Hylia, Hobo, Pyramid, Aga, Mushroom, Catfish, Zora, all in one go later.
Okay,
So,
I had Kane 20 minutes in, I guess. That's why I did video with Master.
yeah, I did go into Meyer without Samaria early-ish when it was Quake, so I did double dip that.
Yeah, I was at the point doing pot now or Maya, and I can full clear Maya, so I went there first.
Right.
And Cyclone, we are seeing that at least Kyong's collection rate was 187. Yeah. We were convinced that this was going to be close to 200.
Yeah, with a full GT clear, we were convinced it was going to be close, at least in the 190s, most likely a 200. So that was actually a bit lower than I expected. I'm trying to figure out all the chests that were missed here. I can only think of a few.
It's just a lot of overworld items, I guess.
I don't think it's more than. I don't think it's more than 10 items lying out in the overworld, though. I know we didn't get Sahasrarella.
Yeah, I didn't. I had Green Pendant, Shovel, Pyramid Fairy, 2 items in Thieves Town, and some big chest as actual items. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the 2 items in Thieves Town, and the one in Swamp Palace in your case. Well, I'll see what Hitsuyan's side count comes to. I'm just curious how they compare with a seed like this. So it'll be interesting to see that. Anyway, we now know there is going to be a game 4 required in the series. Now, obviously, Farami and Yoshi have to do game 3 first. But have your teams given thoughts to who's going to play game 4?
I don't know. I'm not playing game 4.
Well, you at least know you got the break then.
I think it's gonna be me game 4 and Farami game 5 probably. Schedules are kinda tight. We'll see.
Yeah, Farami killed the schedule, Kappa.
Yeah.
Well, GG to both of you. That was very impressive.
It was a good race. It was a good race, I agree. Hitsuya, you were ahead for quite a while there, in my opinion. It was just that one Eastern Palace key that I think changed the course of the race into Kyong's favor and gave him the win. It was a really good race otherwise, and nothing to be ashamed of in that race. So with that said, let's take a quick look at what is coming up on the schedule here. As far as the league goes, we are in playoff mode right now, so there's not a lot to really talk about on the league schedule right now. If I can push on the right keyboard and bring up the right schedule, I will confirm that, and I am confirming that right now. There's nothing on our schedule at all for the league, so keep an eye out for Game 3 when that does get scheduled. It will be happening, obviously, this week before Games 4 and 5. Meanwhile, we're getting the item collection rate for Hitsuya, and it is 189, so 2 items apart in the collection rates. Very, very... For what it felt like a 100% seed, and everything on the tracker is lit up, it feels like a low collection rate, but that's what we got. That was our collection rates today, so very interesting data there. Now, on the speed gaming schedule, I'm going to confirm some items coming on this evening. Later on this channel, we are going to have Magic Gathering Arena going on, and that's going to be on the main channel at 9 o'clock, this channel. We also have other events going on tonight. We have a lot of Final Fantasy Randomizer going on tonight. There seems to be events on Speed Gaming 2, which I'm going to be calling later as well, and Speed Gaming 4, both at 7 o'clock. Another one on Speed Gaming 2 at 9 o'clock, right after the 7 o'clock one. So there are 3 of those going on tonight. In addition to that, there's some more Link to the Past Randomizer in the daily race, the open mode daily race, the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer weekly race is going to be happening, and some overworld glitches is going to be going on. So lots to stay tuned for tonight. Make sure you follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 for all the information on all the events that you could possibly need to want to see and enjoy. And go to speedgaming.org/schedule for more information on the current schedule if you are watching on YouTube. All the events I just mentioned will be probably on our playlist for some of you by the time you see this. So what will be following this playlist, by the way, will be in the next race in this series on YouTube. Enjoy that when it comes up. With that said, Tony, any last thoughts from you today before we wrap?
Like I said, GG to our runners. Thanks a ton to our tracker, OsGeek, and thanks a billion to chat for being so supportive of the runners and just the league in general and one another.
Exactly. This is the first time we've had the Link to the Past Randomizer League. I know I'd wanted to see one for a while. We finally have it. We're going to be seeing it coming back periodically. Probably, I think it's like every 6 months or something like that. So it's going to be nice to have this going on all the time. And we are going to be finishing our first league. But if you didn't take part this time, you can take part in the next one when it comes up. So keep your eyes out for that. Join the Discord. I think we have our Discord channel tied to the Discord command and chat if someone puts that in. If not, we can get that for you. So make sure you join the Discord and keep up to date on anything going on with the league, including future seasons, so you can also join and take part if you wish to. With that said, follow our tracker, Oskeek. Oskeek did a great job pushing the button. Say hi to click every single button today. So there you go. Everything's lit up on every track on both trackers. So he was kept busy today, with the exception of the mirror shield on Kyong's side. Didn't get that one, but other than that, he had to click everything. So make sure you also follow our runners as well. We'll get their links in the chat again for you as well. And make sure, yeah, there they are. So their names are exactly as you see them on the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, go twitch.tv/the name you see at the top of the screen, either of those names. And make sure you thank them for these races and putting on a good show for us here today. And make sure you also follow my co-commentator. Her Twitch is Tony Likes Games.
Still getting the streaming setup, but something soon maybe.
Yeah, I know. I've only done a couple streams myself over at Cyclone GU, but I'm still trying to get my feet wet with that as well. I know the feeling. So with that said, have yourself a wonderful afternoon, everyone. We hope to see you for all the events this evening. And those of you who do like Final Fantasy Randomizer, I'll see you over on Speed Gaming 2 in about an hour and a half. So see you over there for that. Other than that, if we don't see you for that, or if you're leaving us for the evening, have a wonderful, wonderful night. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, stay tuned for another race. Have a good night, everyone, and may not all your seeds be pet seeds.